Is that a trick question? This man was a bona fide scrub. Bona fide scrub.
This dude, I believe he's a bona fide superstar right now.
Right, oh, well, of course, it's all about winning, baby.
All right, Lee, we know one team you always want to talk about is the Miami Heat. Your boys, I thought we'd get it over and done with pretty quickly, so I don't have to look forward to you ranting and raving about how good the Heat have been. They're 5-1. What have you seen from them so far?
Everything I want to see and more, mate. I'm now ready to elevate us to title contention. I think we are now that Kyrie is out, now that Harden is struggling, Philly, I haven't bought into any of the games they're winning, and we've had some respectable wins against probably the two top teams in the East. I'm very happy to. Your biggest concern for the Heat in the off-season was we don't have that. You said you need a top 5 NBA player to win, or at least top 10 to sort of be around that area.
Yeah.
And if player that Kyle Lowry is and Jimmy Butler, their ability to lift a franchise, I think wherever they go, they could lift that franchise to incredible heights. We saw what Jimmy Butler did with the Wolves and everything. Hayward doesn't like Kyle Lowry, but I think Kyle Lowry, no matter what team he went to, he's got that championship pedigree, his smarts and everything. And in my head, I've grabbed the greatness of Jimmy Butler, grabbed the greatness of Kyle Lowry, and I'm going to combine them and say that's going to elevate us to title contention. Bam Adebayo is feasting up there. Tyler Herro's averaging 22 points off the bench, so he's the 6th man of the year. Still got Spo, one of the top coaches in the NBA. We're beating top tough teams, and I keep forgetting we've got Victor Oladipo to come back. Now I'm very wary about him ever being back to 2019 Victor Oladipo. And I think the worst thing about him is he hasn't even started rehab, so he's just healing. But I'm seeing everything I want to see, and how shaky the top teams have looked at this stage. I'm very, very happy as a team. Miami Heat. I don't think you want to go up against us in the first couple of rounds. So how do you boys see that?
Well, I understand what you've just said, but I'm pretty sure in preseason you had your Heat just below title contention kind of thing. And I know we've just got to go off what we've seen so far this season, but we've seen 6 games. And I'm just not sure. Yes, you're 5-1. You've looked impressive. That'd be like me saying, oh, my Warriors are now title contenders. I want to see it over 40 games. I'm not going to go that far with the Warriors, and therefore I just don't think you should go that far with your Heat. And in fact, if we were making the argument, I could make the argument Steph Curry's a top 5 player in the league, and that therefore, I always say I think you need to have a top 5, 10 player. You're saying, Jimmy, the greatness of Jimmy Butler and Kyle Lowry. Well, what greatness? Butler's maybe a top 20 player in the league, and Lowry's maybe a top 30 at best.
At best?
At best? Wait, I don't think he's top 20. Is Kyle Lowry a top 20 player in the NBA?
He's top 40.
I thought I was being generous saying
yes, you were
top 30. I don't think.
Kyle Lowry's a top point in the NBA.
He's not a top 20 player. I'll give him 20 to 30 at best. And you know what? I think the X factor on that team is Bam Adebayo. I think Bam Adebayo can be a more important player than Kyle Lowry, definitely, for one, and perhaps even Jimmy Butler. If Bam Adebayo went down tomorrow and was out for the season, I don't think you guys you'd be a 5 seed, maybe, a 4 or 5 seed, not a top 3 seed that I think you can be with him there. I think Bam Adebayo might be the most important player on the Heat, almost, to be totally honest. You're talking about Lowry and Butler. I look at Adebayo. He's had a great start to the season, improving in basically every facet of the game. His ability on both ends of the floor, he's rebounding like hell at the moment. Bam Adebayo is the guy for me that he can be the one that can lift this team to championship contention. I don't think it's necessarily going to be Jimmy Butler and Kyle Lowry, because we know what they are as players, and I'm telling you, Jimmy Butler is a 15 to 20 player maybe, and Kyle Lowry is a 25 to 30 player maybe. So I'm not sure that's getting it done. Hayward, your thoughts?
Look, I do really think the Heat have looked fantastic and beaten good teams, but I just flat out do not buy into this Kyle Lowry talk. He has been really not very good to start the season. And I think the Heat are playing well in spite of Kyle Lowry. He's gone 8-4 with 7 assists. He's shooting 25% from 3. I don't think he's this magic piece. I just think the Heat just look good. And I agree. I think that's down to Bam, and I think Jimmy is killing it. And what we've seen in the past, Jimmy takes a little while to get going. And this year he seems to be firing already. So, yeah, Heat look good, but don't put this on Kyle Lowry, who is not a top 30 player in the NBA.
I'll give him 25 to 30, but yeah, he's not any higher than that.
35.
Okay, all right. Okay, Lee, you bit your tongue a little bit there.
I did. I think that's ridiculous. And I think the way our young players have responded from his smarts, the Chris Paul and stuff, when he was at the Phoenix Suns, you saw how those young players were feasting off his knowledge and his intangibles there. And Bam Adebayo,
because it doesn't exist.
it still does something. It still does something. Tyler Harry's been having the best year of his career, and Bam Adebayo looks like a top 5 center some nights as well. So to me, it's not about the stats; it's about what the culture changer that he is. So we're number 1 defense in the NBA at the moment, and little things like second chance points. How much stock you put into those sort of things that I've
We're talking about second chance points. Okay, not sure that's going to win you an NBA title, but I understand. Okay, fair enough.
The toughness. I think the
Okay,
toughness
all right.
that we're bringing as well,
Yeah.
and how shaky the top teams are looking. I'm just very happy with my Miami Heat at the moment.
If I was Tyler Hero, I'd be really upset that you're putting his success down to Kyle Lowry in the locker room. Like, goodness me.
How many of the players from the Phoenix Suns benefit of Chris Paul being in the locker room?
Yeah, but I mean,
DeAndre Ayton.
Mikal Bridges got a $100 million contract.
I'm not sure that. Again, I'm not sure that's down to Chris Paul. Yeah, I'm not sure
neither.
Mikal Bridges would be saying, "Here, Chris, have $20 million of my money because this is what you got me." I'm not. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not. Ayton, yes, with that pick and roll game, I understand. Chris Paul has made him a hell of a lot better. I'm not sure he's made Mikal Bridges. I think was destined to be who he is with or without Chris Paul. And Devin Booker. Yes, Chris Paul's helped him win, but Devin Booker's individual game style was already an elite player before Chris Paul. So,
But winning players, though.
yeah, but
They
he's
turn into
probably
winning
played
players.
worse with Chris Paul.
Who? Booker.
Booker.
nah,
became
I
a winning
disagree.
player.
I mean,
I
well, I mean,
disagree.
stats-wise, his numbers are worse because Chris Paul's on the team.
But then he's a winner. He started winning. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, how many chips does Chris Paul have?
I'm not going to tell you some Chris Paul thing. but
This is great,
that's
Zach.
This is so stiff on Chris Paul.
How about we
When the
move?
Heat...
Go on, finish off. Go on.
No, I'll get too worked up, I reckon. Miami Heat are contenders at the moment.
Okay, let's finish it off. That our listeners can have their thoughts on social media or whatever about what they think of the Heat.